Welcome everyone. My name is Scott Gonzalez, and if you're listening to this on Spotify or any podcast streaming service, welcome. If you're watching this on YouTube, welcome. So for today's video, as you can see from the title, it is things you should do before you try and become successful. So let's get into it. So diving right into doing things you should do before you become successful. This video is going to have 3 different pillars, all right? The 3 pillars will all be an umbrella of bettering your mental state and mental health. Kind of a no-brainer that, having good mental health and being strong mentally is the direct outcome of your performance for your work. If you're not good mentally, you're not going to be doing good, if it's either your work or whatever it is, right? Relationship, whatever it is. You have to focus on your mental health before anything. By no means am I an expert. I'm not no psychologist. I'm not a therapist. So please consult a professional if you really need to. So this video is kind of geared towards my audience, which is, serial entrepreneurs, people who are getting into business or just want to learn more about business. So all these pillars stem from my personal experience and what worked for me and some of the people I'm close with. So if some of these things don't work for you, that's okay. A lot of people strengthen their mental health in other ways. So just know there's something you can do if this doesn't work for you. One of the very first pillars is actually creating a habit that works towards your goals. Now, technically doesn't have to work towards your goal, but just having a habit specifically is already good enough. So in habit, you do something every single day, no matter what, you don't even think about it, just do it, right? This is beneficial because that certain habit can be actually a goal. Like let's say run 1 mile a day. If you have that habit, you're going to run a mile a day no matter what, right? Why is it beneficial for your mental health? Personally speaking, a habit for me, which is basically my morning routine, it's a habit, it's something I do every single day. But it gives me that momentum of something I've accomplished in the morning to go accomplish more things for the day. Creating a habit doesn't just, allow you to get momentum, from doing that specific thing to other things. It also creates discipline. Discipline is a big part of creating habits is, you got to do this thing every single day no matter how you feel, right? As long as you get it done, it's done. And however many days it takes, you being disciplined about that certain habit that you create. Once you create that habit and it's now something you do without thinking about it, you use discipline for yourself, right? Discipline can be used for everything in your life. Think about it. If you have a habit that you do every single day already, like brushing your teeth, you have discipline. You do that no matter what. You have discipline, and guess what? That allows you to think like, hey, I did this, so why can't I do this thing every single day no matter what, right? No matter how I feel. So you have that in you if you already have a habit. So creating even more habits and building up that discipline inside of you, that just translates to other things you're trying to pursue. Moving on to the second pillar of this video. The second pillar for strengthening your mental health and being better mentally is finding peace. So I know not everyone can be at 100% peace, but finding a little bit of that peace is tremendously beneficial to your health. There's a lot of different ways you can find peace and not everyone's the same. So for me personally, the way I find peace in my alone time is reading, journaling, and meditating. So I recently started picking up reading again. My goal is 1 book a week for a year. Depending on how big the book is, I divide it, equal to the 7 days and how many pages I have to read a day, right? Typically, I have to read from 30 to an hour a day to pretty much go through the books I'm reading. So right now, I'm currently reading Meditations by Marcus Aurelius, refined and translated into English. I forgot the author who did it, but anyways, so yeah, I'm been reading every single day. I'm on track to do 1 book a week, right? The beneficial thing about me for reading is not only am I alone and I'm in my own thoughts reading this book, is after I read the book, I feel accomplished. I feel like I've learned something, and that creates peace for me because knowing that I've done this activity and it provided me value, it has a certain sense of peace knowing I didn't just read that book for nothing. And now I know some people just read just to, be relaxed and stuff, which is great. I also do that too. It helps me relax, reading, basically focusing on one thing. It's relaxing. But that's why reading to me is peaceful. So moving on is to journaling, right? So I've recently started journaling. I have never journaled before. I just didn't know how. But I did. I started journaling pretty much every night at the end of, right before I go to bed. I journal. I write down what I did for the day. I did this because I want to know how far I grow in a year. And that'll create a sense of peace because I know I'm not going to be in the same place I am right now in a year's time, right? So looking back, I'll see what I wrote, what I did that specific day. Just having that on paper, me writing down my own thoughts, basically getting everything out that I'm thinking about onto paper, basically transferring that, clearing my own head. helps out a lot. It gives you less things to think about because you already wrote it down, so you don't have to constantly think about it. Now I know journaling might not be for everyone, but I suggest you give it a try. If you don't like writing or just hate pen and paper, you can type it, or you can even use your phone for the voice memo thing, right? So just go ahead and try it for a week and see how you like it, and just see how much you've grown in a week. Just give it a try. It might help. You never know. The last thing I do when I'm alone to find peace is actually meditating. During this monk mode I'm doing, meditating for 10 minutes a day has actually been more beneficial than I thought it would be. So the only other time I tried to meditate before was actually in class, when my teacher made pretty much everyone meditate. She played on a video, turned off the lights, and basically everyone was kind of like meditating, eyes closed for 10 minutes, listening to this video telling you how to breathe, right? And I actually felt like, I felt something afterwards. I felt relaxed. I felt calm. I felt like there was no chaos in my head. And, after that class, I never really thought about meditating again. Fast forward years to now, doing this monk mode, I was like, oh, let me just try it, right? Let me just see how it is. So, and it's been very beneficial, like it did before, like it did the first time. I don't feel chaotic. Like I feel super relaxed. I feel calm. I feel like my heart rate is, at a good level, and I feel like there's no chaos in my head. I feel like I can think clearly. So I've started implementing that. Every morning after I read, I meditate. I put on my AirPod Max. I put on the little noise canceling, and I listen to a 10-minute video on meditation, basically telling you what to do. Since I am beginner, I don't know what to do, by myself yet. I need my headphones and that video to do it. But afterwards, I feel clear. I feel like, the decision I'm going to make next, I've thought about, and I know that's, the decision I'm going to make. Like, I'm not like everywhere after I meditate, right? And that momentum pushes me for the day to, make better decisions and think clear. So that's the last thing about me personally, how I find peace. Those 3 things, when I'm alone, right? There are other things you can find peace, by hanging out with a significant other, by hanging out with your friends, having like, not, partying or anything like that, but like, talking to someone or just being around them and having that peace, where you feel like you're out of this chaotic world. That's another way to find peace. And like I said, everyone's different. Those 3 things are what I do when I'm alone. And it's helped me tremendously. So I recommend them to other people too. So the third pillar for this video is gonna be about doing healthy things. So what do I mean by doing healthy things? There's a bunch. So there's ways like working out. You don't have to typically, lift weights, but, getting your blood flowing, going outside, even walking is considered to be, doing a healthy thing. More on like, I guess, getting your heart beat up. It's very important for your cardiovascular system. So any type of exercise, yoga, running, weightlifting, anything like that, or even bicycle, riding a bike, right? That type of doing a healthy thing. And also another thing that you should be doing for your body is eating good, right? So, no greasy food or anything that basically is not natural. So no like, McDonald's, Burger King, anything like that. So pretty much a pretty good, overall diet with, you can have that ice cream or whatever, just in moderation is really good. And like I said, I'm not an expert, but it's pretty common sense, that you shouldn't be eating 3 tubs of ice cream every day. Working out, any type of, outside exercise or inside exercise, whatever it is, it's better if it's outside because you actually get some, vitamins from the sun. And also eating healthy, right? Eating natural foods, moderating, what unhealthy things you do eat. So that would be the last pillar, to having a good mental health. Is because if you feed your body good fuel, you'll be able to perform at your best, right? That'll be it for this video or podcast, whichever way you're receiving this content from. I hope you guys enjoyed these information. Mental health is a big thing for me, so I hope this helped you guys. And if it did, please leave a comment below or DM me on Instagram or something. But yeah, I hope you guys have a wonderful day.